Financial services is actually going through a very interesting phase of its evolution right now. The retail financial sector is actually seeing a substantial change in the way trading and trading platforms are being delivered to the end investor. A new wave of innovation and a new wave of apps, platforms, systems, applications, and softwares have basically hit the retail financial sector, and that is actually causing a radical shift in the way trading is actually being consumed by the retail investor. So at this time, the whole delivery of apps, the whole delivery of capabilities that was traditionally occurring in the other sectors is right now hitting the retail financial sector, and so there's a fundamental change in that space. That's actually creating a lot of energy into how people are perceiving trading tools and trading platforms. That's a big part of the change that's occurring in the retail financial sector these days. So at Tradier, we are actually a B2B focused financial services firm. What we do is we offer a rich set of APIs and data and modules that other firms can quickly and easily use to actually offer trading experiences like they were never done before. So what we do is we fundamentally enable the act of creating trading experiences that are traditionally locked into the big firms. We are actually letting that hit the retail space with a very simple set of capabilities that never existed before. So what we are actually enabling the digital revolution hitting the financial sector space by actually taking components and capabilities and very complex structures and services that existed within the four walls of a financial services firm, and through our APIs are enabling that to hit the retail space. So at Tradier, our goal is to fundamentally change the way trading experiences are delivered through actually our set of simple tools. So we build the platform to be a B2B platform. We build the platform for simplicity, and we build the platform on our sole goal to actually let other people innovate. And APIs are a big part of that strategy. That's the heart of what we're really doing at Tradier. So at the end of the day, we are enabling an era of innovation where we're letting other people build on top of us. So that concept of letting other people in an open way build capabilities is totally new to the financial sector space. So we offer rich set of tools, capabilities, self-administration, self-service capabilities. We are the first to actually have created a platform purely focused on that space. What we are looking for are partners who actually understand the act of enabling that kind of a change. We're looking for partners who actually go ahead and have been there, done that before, understand how developers work, understand how innovators create new ideas, understand how innovators take a concept and actually put it into a structure that can be delivered and consumed. So we are always looking for partners who understand that heart of what we do, and a big part of that is we make sure that we bring in the right partners that can help and enable us to enable innovation. And Apigee is a great example of that. I have personally known Apigee for a long time. They are certainly an innovator in this space. In addition to that, they understand what we are trying to do. They understand the fact that innovation is actually enabled and innovation is not created. And the fundamental concept of enabling innovation that we breathe and is exactly what Apigee understands very well. So that's what has created a great partnership between the firms. The dimensions that actually help us pick the right partners are the dimensions of, do they understand the business segment? Do they understand how the operating structures in that business segment are? Do they provide the right technology that supports that vertical? And lastly, and most importantly, is it coupled with a continuous sense of innovation that is constantly required in that space? So we're looking for the other dimensions in addition to technology. That is basically a business dimension, and in addition to the business dimension, what is called a collaborating dimension. And I think we're looking for partners to do that and help us with that also. And Apigee has been a big part of that for us. So financial space has always been the space that is actually catches the innovation curve the last. And there are reasons for that. The reasons is there is a lot at stake, and change and industries in a way, because that's the way it has been for a long time. So the financial sector has always been the person to last catch up to any innovative changes. So what I fundamentally think will happen over the next couple of years is in the financial sector space is they are going to embrace what I call as the next generation of delivery. APIs is a huge part of that. So Tradier is an innovator in this space. We are a totally API focused company, and we will absolutely see new verticals and new areas of the financial sector space that will actually come up with innovative APIs. So I think the whole act of digitization of the financial sector space is just in the early stages, and you'll see companies, firms, and a lot of our Tradier customers who are kind of doing exactly the same thing is using our APIs to actually innovate and digitize their products. So you'll see that hitting this financial sector quite a bit. I mean, very honestly, there is fundamentally really no line of difference between what an API is and what data is. At some point of time, the data is a touch point that actually is making the API so powerful. So at Tradier, we have a very simple concept of thinking about the API, and that is we look at the API as the most simplistic form of the touch point that is able to digest and deliver data in the most consumable fashion. So data and APIs are almost synonymous to each other, and we use APIs as a way to actually simplify and deliver data in a way that's best consumed by our innovators. And so I see the whole big data and the API lifelines traveling in parallel to each other. It's probably at some point in time they're all together merged into one equation actually. At the end of the day, at Tradier, we have a set of APIs. We leverage those APIs for our growth and our enablement, and we use the same set of APIs for other people to actually innovate on top of us. So for us, the concept of an API and using APIs broadly as both modules and actual REST-based APIs are actually enablers for both the internal and the external angles. So we have a very simple philosophy that is basically saying, let's build something and let everybody innovate together. That's including internally and externally. So and that's how we take a look at it. So one thing I would basically suggest to somebody who's just starting in the digital journey is it's the right time for it. It's the right time for it. Very rarely would you get a chance where you're touching something at a stage where it's very soon. It is a transformational change, and it's going to be substantially more transformational as time comes. So anybody who's trying to experiment and touch this space, this is the right time for it. It will enable your internal structures, it will enable your external delivery. At the same time, it will actually make your organization much more agile than it has ever been. So it's the right time to basically think about it the way some of the best companies today are thinking about APIs today.